Look, when my dad was called in because he was, one of the highest test scores in Texas to the University of Texas as a junior at the time in high school, and after they'd done the testing and called him aside, they said, look, we need you to be part of the future elite. Hitler was bad because he only wanted to kill certain groups. We need to carry out a global government for eugenics, basically to save humanity. And my dad said to the head of the botany department, well, you're Jewish. Well, I mean, eugenics, and you're like, Hitler bad, but eugenics good. So you have to understand, this is across the board. This is what the elites see, whether they're Chinese, whether they're Jewish, whether they're Russian, whether they're Mexican. I mean, the eugenics movement was huge in Mexico up until the 1940s. And this is what's happening. And this is what your whole world is based on. And the disgust for humanity. And instead of trying to lift up humanity, these people have just written everyone off and try to create a self-fulfilling prophecy where they just try to dumb down the population so they can be more orderly, controlled, and herded and conditioned towards more expansive exterminations in the future. And that's how they could get U.S. scientists to inject poor white people, black people, with radiation, radioactive particles, radiate foster children to death who were deformed or even had mild retardation, inject black men with syphilis over 45 years and keep it secret and watch them spread it in the black population, release bioweapons in 1968 in the New York subway. All of this has been declassified. And people are like, oh, the government wouldn't kill us on 9/11 or fund groups and let them attack. No, they just took 4,000 plus U.S. foster children in the 1940s alone and put them in chambers and radiated them to death. And I called Paul Watson about this morning. I said, have you seen this Daily Mail and Sunday Times article that originally broke it about the eugenicist and wanting to save the supreme genetics of the British elite of academia? Because that's what Wedgwood, Huxley, Darwin, Galton, all of them intermarried to try to create the supermen. That's what Huxley was. He wrote a book about it in 1932, 1933, Brave New World, and later in the 60s said, this is the real world we're trying to set up. This is not fiction. This is what we want to build. You can go listen to his Berkeley speech. When he knew he was dying, he went ahead and spilt the beans. But he said, even though I'm telling you this, you probably won't be able to stop us, and began laughing at them. It was not Huxley having a heart and warning people. At that very time, his brother ran UNESCO and Agenda 21 UN system at the United Nations. Julian Huxley, Aldous Huxley's brother. So my point here is that this is the global government. This is what they're establishing. This is the system they're setting up.